In this video, I'm revealing the full 7-figure backend strategy that my agency uses for free. So stick with me now, implement it, and I can guarantee you, you will double your revenue in no time. So let's get right into it.
So the first thing I want to be paying attention to is building your backend from zero. So what you want to do is, let's say you're just starting out. Obviously, other rules apply for you if you are a 6-figure agency owner or something like that. But let's assume you start your stuff from zero, and it's always important to understand the fundamentals. If you build a backend from zero, it's probably you and you have 3 chatters. Add a chatter to each shift. Main focus should be to build a quality prime team that are your future supervisors. So what I mean by that is, let's say the first chatters that you implement, obviously they're going to work with you the longest. So you want to make sure that those chatters are really top notch. Like you want to train them personally maybe, or you know someone, maybe you know, like you outsource it to a different service or something. And you want to make sure that the chatters are really 10 out of 10, because they are the fundamental, team members of your team, and everything that builds up on this comes back to the chatters that you first had. And they're gonna make sure like how the atmosphere inside the team is, like the company culture. They basically set the company culture. So the first chatters that you hire, always the most important ones, because if you trust them, they will later be able to qualify, okay, this chatter that you now hired, he's a little bit, off, he does not fit to the team, even though he's maybe doing a good job inside chatting. Then it depends on you that you qualify them and listen to your chatters, like the supervisors, because they're more into the chatting than you are probably at this point once you began to scale. So that's why the message behind this should be, first chatters are the most important ones. Then once let's say you make some revenue and like you hit 5 figures, 20K, 30K, something like that, and you now have capital to reinvest and to focus even more on quality. Then you want to make sure that you implement your eyes and ears inside the chatting. Because what you did before, you were just trusting your good chatters and you trusted their opinion, which is good. I mean, you probably know them now a little bit, but always control is better than trust. So I like to implement an overview system 24/7, where you have a structure that other chatters that had the training of chatters, they are now put into a function where they only review other chatters, watching them live in Discord, for example. Discord structure, very important. And once you did that, you will get reports from them and they will constantly let you know, okay, this chatter did this objection handling wrong or something positive. They will now permanently report feedback to you. And that way, you know what's happening inside the chatting without really being involved, and you buy yourself time back while maintaining the same quality, which is very important. So the overview tasks will ensure you have 0 downtime in chatting. Once a chatter, let's say, we all know this problem, they, have some hurricane, tornado, if you're people from the Philippines, or they have family problems or something like that happens. So you don't want to risk that, let's say 8 hours of a shift, which is almost 30% or even more of the day's revenue. For example, if it's prime time, probably 50% even, that this revenue is gone. So the overviews, they are here to make sure, okay, I see the chatter's not logging in. All right, I will take over, for example, or they have contacts of other chatters that can take over in this moment, for example. That's why they should know your systems. They should be as good as chatters, but being more on this like overview function, just giving you their eyes and ears. Then they will help you have chatters accountable, or the chatters are very proactive, and message big spenders, or in general, just comply to your systems. Because if your chatters do not follow your systems, you won't even find out, because you're probably busy doing marketing. Best case, you have a partner that does it, and you have someone, or it's yourself, that focus entirely just on the backend. Because the backend is, I always say, it's 50% of the business. this is where the money is made. So you need to have your focus in there, or at least buy your time back with those overviews. Then, they don't need to have very good chatting experience, but if they have, it's beneficial. But mainly they're just focusing on watching and listening to your chatters, but they should know the rules in theory. They have like a book next to them. Okay, chatter A does not follow rule XYZ about objection handling. All right, I write this down, I take a screenshot and report it. That's the next position that you should implement. So that's your backend so far. Once you scale even further, then it makes sense that you implement supervisors. So right now, your chatters only focus on chatting. They do not do any other tasks next to chatting. They don't do any tracking. Don't give them weird tracking tasks. Please track how many open chats you had. Please track how the worker message converted, how the mass message converted. All this is bullshit. Like everyone that does it, stop doing it immediately. Like, you want to make sure that your Ferraris just focus on really like using their horsepower. You want to make sure that they really just focus on the one task. And this is what chatters or VAs in general are good at. Just focusing on one process and repeating it over and over again. So that's when you bring in your supervisors. Your supervisors now will be in charge of the chatting department, but of a team of at least, or like at maximum, 7 people. So one supervisor can overview, or like can be in charge of 7 overviews and 7 chatters. And as I said before, overviews will report to them, so they do not need to be inside the Discord with the chatters all the time, because this is what the overviews do. And the supervisors that way will always know what's happening inside the chats without even being in there, and can just focus on reporting and being a leader for those chatters, which is important to keep them accountable and to make sure they consistently grow inside the backend. Then probably this will be the point where you hit 6 figures, something like that. You will have someone that the supervisors will report to. So before that, it was just you. Supervisors always report to you because you are in charge of, let's say, 7 supervisors also, and 7 supervisors, they are in charge of 7 chatters and overviews. Now, you might have surpassed the point where this is possible to manage, because you want to invest your time again into different projects, scaling, setting up new systems inside the backend, etc., which really needs time. So that's why you should have a quality manager. Quality manager, very important. It needs to be a Tier 1 country, for example, from the US, because this guy needs to do a lot of thinking work. So the thinking work will be, okay, what can we do to fix a problem? Right? A VA will never be able to fix a problem because he's just focused on repeating one simple task all the time. The quality manager will make sure to figure out a solution for this problem and provide then a system for supervisors to push towards the chatters, and overviews reviewing it. Okay, are the chatters actually doing it? That's really mandatory, in my opinion, if you want to surpass the point and become like a real businessman, instead of just being self-employed with like a good income. That's the difference. So real CEOs do it that way. So let's hop in the next topic, software. So I always get asked like, okay, nice, I have the structure now with my supervisors, my overviews, my chat, etc. But how do I keep track of everything? How am I making sure that they report to me? What kind of software, sheets, etc. do I use? Very simple. So there's nothing complicated about it really. It is Google Sheets we use, tracking off days and shift distributions. So if one chatter, for example, has to take an emergency off, okay, the overviews will make sure to distribute the shift and then make sure that the chats still get handled inside this shift. Then for chatting, so for this, like as a CRM, I always recommend Creator Hero, because I tested them all, Inflow, BuddyX, whatever. I tested everything. So you want to make sure that you use Creator Hero. In my opinion, it offers the best tracking, has the best proxies, offers you welcome message opportunities, so to engage the fans directly without the chatters needing to do it, obviously. And many more functions, but feel free to check it out. Free trial is linked down below. Then for communications and sharing notes, having a workspace together, we use Notion. Notion is very important for your leadership team, in my opinion. But you can use anything else, like whatever sparkles your joy. It's fully depending on you. But yeah, I use Notion for that. Then for caption ideas, for the quality manager, for example, I like to have ChatGPT, GPTs. So GPTs is the not safe for work version of ChatGPT, pretty much. That gives you professional texts, caption ideas, etc. So that's something really beneficial for your business. I mentioned before a Discord structure. So that's we use Discord for communicating with the team, just like in a voice chat, for example, or when they screen share. Very important to have Discord in place because you can hop in different shift channels immediately. I now supervise a team of more than 150 chatters. So at this point, you need to have a proper system where you know, okay, I have to hop in this Discord to talk with this guy, and so on. So quick access to communication 24/7, very important for a chatting team, and which is something that then the supervisors do. Then if, for example, you suspect chatters that there's something sus about them, make sure to use Time Doctor for monitoring chatters. So I like to use it, especially in the beginning, and that we have constantly Time Doctor running and making sure we monitor them, knowing what they click on. Make sure that they do not chat in any other agency, which you also see by screen sharing, obviously, but Time Doctor just gives you like a little more information, detailed information about where they click, etc., if they are inactive or not, in case you do not have the supervisor overview structure in place yet. Then, communication with the team. I mean, you can also do whatever you like. Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram, works everything, but make sure you have like a structure set so you know where to find which group chat. It tends to get a little bit messy at some point once you have like 1,000 group chats, so definitely recommendable. Next topic, I made a separate video about that, so I'm gonna link it here. I will write down in the bio of this video, I will link it here, which is exactly explained how I train my chatters. This would be like a bit too much now for this video, but I want to encourage you to really hire good chatters, especially in the beginning. As I mentioned before, you want to focus on hiring good chatters, should be a priority. You can have the best 10 out of 10 Lamborghini, Ferrari systems, but if they don't get used, you're fucked, because like if they're not using it, the chatters will never be able to even transfer this quality into the chats towards the fans that you want to be, put down. So that's really, really important. And something when it comes to hiring chatters, very important, pre-qualify them with tests and interviews. Will save you lots of time. So we hire them mostly from online jobs or recommendations, or like different hiring platforms, Indeed, or we work remotely. You can use different platforms, whatever, but make sure to qualify them. Very important with self-written tests and interviews, which is, in my opinion, the best way to qualify them before they really get into the accounts. Then afterwards, once you have them set, you qualified them, give them all the necessary knowledge. I recommend having a video class structured for your company, because everyone likes to do reporting a different way. Everyone likes different things to have for their employees. So make sure that they know about it and find out through a video class. Then lastly, what we pay attention to a lot when it comes to chatters is emotional intelligence and English skills. Because especially if you're operating inside the US market, same goes for the Spanish market. I mean, you need to have chatters that speak the language properly, that can communicate with the team leaders in a proper way, and also with the fans. Otherwise, it's just impossible to scale, in my opinion, or to have good results. That's why emotional intelligence, English skills, mandatory. Then, next part, probably the most important one, is the chatting systems. So you need to set up your own chatting systems. That's important. I'm going to give you in this video, I'm going to give you the way I do it, but I cannot share my whole company with you. But you can use this knowledge in order to create your own setup, which will fit to your company and make sure you have the best results. So that's why good aftercare. Firstly, when it comes to chatting systems, have a system in place where overviews for example, make sure that the chatters do proper aftercare. That should be one of the highest priorities inside your chatting. Good aftercare is the key to long-term spenders. Also made a video about that. I will link it down below. So what does good aftercare mean? Yeah, I will put a link down below so you can figure that out. Feel free to pause this, check it out now, and you will know exactly what good aftercare looks like. Then, next point, make the pricing higher than you think. And what I mean by that is, I see often that agency owners just okay, yeah, but if I will sell this PPV for $7, more people are gonna buy it. Or the fans say, yeah, no, I can't afford this. Okay, that's why you're gonna make it cheaper immediately. This makes no sense. The fan is not the one that decides the pricing. So let's say, for example, you sold a PPV 100 times for $7. You can sell the same PPV for $70 but 10 times. So you technically need less unlocks to earn the same amount of money. Makes sense, yes, logically, but just rethink your pricing. And when it comes to your pricing, do odd numbers. Don't sell it for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like the videos inside your sexting sets. Sell them for $12, $23, $33, $55, something like that. Just make numbers that are not that easy to add up inside their heads. They are stupid, but yeah, if you make the pricing very simple and something that where they can see there's a system behind, makes no sense. Just make sure that the pricing looks like the girl just created it, spontaneously typed in some random numbers because she doesn't even care. That's the way, what it should look like. Then, yeah, very simple rule: portray a girl, not a sex bot. What I mean by that is get away from this dating app, webcam chatting kind of style, where you say, oh yeah, I'm so horny right now, I'm gonna show you my naked body parts now, please unlock this video. This is not the way a girl chats. We want to make sure we focus on real relationships. There's also multiple videos on my channel that pitch this, so feel free to watch it. But yeah, make sure your chatters really understand what OnlyFans is about and why people use OnlyFans instead of just going to Pornhub, jerking off on there, because they can do it for free. They will see more explicit content, but that's not what they are here for on OF. They are here to build to get attention by a girl and to have this female interaction that they do not get inside their real life, which is why OF is the best solution, because they actually believe, okay, I'm chatting with the model now, in most cases at least. That's why it will seem obvious if it's like a sex bot, like those websites that they probably visit before. If it seems the same, then they will see no difference and be like, okay, yeah, all right, this is probably fake, this is just a bot running, makes no sense. Very important to focus on. Then money equals attention. So if you give them that attention that they aim for to get on OF, then they're gonna spend money. And we only give them this attention if they're spending money. So that's kind of like the tweak, because if we don't want to say that we are after the money should just be something that happens on the side, like something that is like, okay, this is mandatory to be able to have this interaction, but we don't want to say, hey, please unlock this PPV. Cancel all those words, erase them from your dictionary. Purchase, buy, PPV, unlocking, money, dollars, etc., currency, delete them. You don't need them. Make sure that your chatters never use them and they play with their attention that they give towards the fan to make sure they get what they want. This is also how a real girl does it, right? Girls ghost you if they don't get what they want. I don't mean now that your chatters should ghost fans that don't spend, but reduce the attention, like type in a different way. Use less emojis sometimes. If, you text them with a time waster, for example, and give them short replies. Once they start spending again, for example, you can make sure to give them more attention. So their subconscious will know, okay, I spent money, I get positive reaction, I get more attention, I get compliments, etc. So female attention is your product. And that's something that you need to understand when doing objection handling, when selling PPVs. Everything started chatting is about female attention. So, and the way you do all of this, because you're probably asking yourself now, how am I going to teach my chatters all of this, and how are they going to remember that? They might, I don't know, skip all the steps inside my video class and will just do it by themselves anyway. Yes, this will happen. That's why you need to script as much as possible. So with scripting, I mean, Creator Hero, for example, offers that you can put hotkeys for, like, you have systems for everything. Welcome sequence. I will get into this as well afterwards. You have a welcome message for like selling stuff. You have like a welcome sequence that will qualify them. It's always the same process, always the same message, and just need to adjust it. So you can give them a red line that it goes through the whole system, and they can just follow it and adjust little things, but it's much easier than if they would do all the thinking. Because again, VAs should not be there for doing the thinking. The thinking is done by the quality manager or yourself that sets up the systems, and they should have it as easy as possible just to repeat those processes all the time. So selling a script should be scripted. The way they qualify people after subscribing, aftercare should be scripted. And yeah, what happens after mass messages? So giving them, let's say you have mass messages and you just don't give them one mass message that they send, you also give them the next messages that will guaranteed lead to the script once they send it out. Very simple, but those are little things that make the work much easier for my chatters and make sure that you can track stuff. Because if something is always the same, it becomes trackable. You maintain the same quality all the time, and by adjusting simple hotkeys inside your CRM, you can easily change things inside the chatters, like work, without even teaching every single chatter because they're always using the same system. So that's something very, very beneficial for your business and if you want to scale. So make sure that you script everything. But the emotional intelligence that the chatters need to have is to be able to adjust those hotkeys in certain situations. So I can't teach you that, but I don't know, if the fan is, for example, if he's really like a boob guy, he's really into boobs, and in the PPV, like message that you scripted is only as mentioned, make sure that they are able to adjust it according to the fan's preferences, which is going to get to that extra like unlock percentage. Very important. Next thing, I want to dive a bit deeper into mass messages. So a lot of people I see using just like one mass message. They send one mass message out in the evening, and yeah, that's it. Then they wonder, okay, why do I not get many replies? Very important. During different daytimes, send different mass messages. So, for example, in the prime time, it makes more sense to go a little bit hornier, like more direct into the script, because this is the time where people are at home. And when, for example, for the morning in US time, in this case, it makes sense to maybe start some small talk, asking about his weekend. And then if this guy is at home still maybe, or he has time at work, you can also lead to a script. Or like a sexting set, but you need to script it. Very important. Again, as I mentioned, give them those exact scripts for the mass messages. Important. Then something that a lot of people forget, the first 4 words decide if the person clicks on the chat. So you have to imagine from the perspective of a fan. He has those 20 OF creators inside his inbox now, and he's now about to decide, okay, which one do I click on? And he might scheme through the inbox and just see the preview of the message that you sent him. So that's why you need your mass message to be like a hook, something that hooks their attention. Very important. This can be his name inside the mass message, which you can do with online mass messages, but we recommend a mix of online mass messages that Creator Hero offers. For example, like CRM mostly offers online mass messages, so they get directly sent out to the fan once he comes online. But normal mass messages, we saw convert a little bit better. So try to mix them and see what fits your creator the best, and make sure that you seem interested. Make like some cliffhangers, I like to call them. Something like, I have to tell you something. And so they were like, okay, what does she need to tell me? Because it's not very obvious, and they might think, okay, she actually just wanted to tell me something. Whatever. Just an example, something that does not give away directly what the model wants from the fan now, and just something interesting. Or send out videos, short videos for free, or pictures, voice messages. Really get creative there, but something that hooks their attention once they skim through their inbox. And lastly, when it comes to mass messages, make sure to exclude big spenders and send them always like customized messages with their like name inside, or like their pet name, because like they should be contacted daily. And also something that's important is that this message, the engaging one, is like kind of related to what happened before inside the chat. For example, he told you, I'm going to take my dog to the vet. Ask him, hey Daniel, how's your dog doing? And that way he will immediately know, she's not one of those girls in my inbox that asked me the 20,000th question about, I don't know, what's my fetish, etc. Or like some weird sex bot reply. They see, she's genuinely interested in my person, in my day-to-day life, and this is why I reply only to her, and why they fall in love with only our model. Next one. So now we took like a deep dive into the chatting, but part of the backend is also the stories and the feed. So what we found out works the best is if we post 2 or 3 posts a week, because we don't want to spam too much. It tends people to like remind them, she's just spamming, I don't see the content I want anyway, blah blah blah. This is, my opinion, not worth it. It's even beneficial for the engagement if the post count, so the people can see before they subscribe, okay, how many medias are there, how many videos, how many pictures are on the profile. If they are not 500 medias, because that's something that is tells them, she's been on for a long time, probably an agency running this profile, and she's so far away from me, and I will never be able to talk to her directly anyway. So this makes the creator bigger, and you want to seem like the cute girl next door in most cases, where they actually think that they have a chance with the creator. So that's why, to keep the post count low, post 2 or 3 posts a week. And where we want to spam and what we want to do at least once a day, I recommend even twice or like 3 times a day, doesn't matter, you can do as much as you want, have a story up 24/7. Stories, really, really important, because they have this orange circle that you all know from Instagram. If there's a story up from a person that you just want to click on it because it pops up. It has this color difference from the whole page. Same as OnlyFans. And they see it inside their inbox. If they see the model's icon, they will click, they tend more to click more likely on your creator instead of clicking on any other creator if there's no story up. We figured out it boosts the engagement by up to 30% of the people. And so 30% more replies that day, which transfers kind of into the earnings also. If you have 30% more people answering you, you have 30% more sales. Very simple. So make sure you do it. The story should look something like calls to actions mixed with teasing. So DM me this emoji, or send me this emoji if you like my outfit, or tell me which body part you like the most of me, or you can put question stickers. Get creative there. But important that you do stories, and that they sometimes funnel into the DMs, sometimes just normal posts without any call to action, just normal pictures. So it seems like it's randomized. It shouldn't be visible that there's a system behind it. That's very important. And lastly, the pin post. So pin post is also something that they see immediately once they subscribe. So pin post should firstly be always from the same month that they're subscribing, or maximum like 2 months ago, because fans are stupid. If they see that the pin post, like the first post on the page, was long ago, they might think that your creator is inactive or something. So this should definitely be taken into account. Make sure you put a call to action there that explains a little bit how everything works. So I don't like to show too much here. If you want to see more of me, then make sure to DM me, something like that. It should create a sense of mystery kinda, and make sure like you explain a little bit where the direction is going. I like to get rid of all my layers inside the DMs. I let go of everything inside the DMs, just so they understand that, okay, now I subscribed, she explains, okay, I have to message her in order to, get to know her. And don't just say, if you want to see me naked, DM me. This makes no sense. Make it seem like a little bit like a mystery and sneaky. And that way you will see that more people tend to reply to you once they subscribe, which is important for the engagement as well. Then, now we come to our product. Our product is the model content. Creators content is what we sell inside our DMs, so we want to make sure that that is optimized. So I would recommend that you test different lengths of the PPVs. So like 4 or 6 PPVs inside a whole set, and just see, okay, what works the best, different pricing steps. So it really comes down to the tracking that you do through the CRM. For example, Creator Hero has the tracking options. Very important that you, or the quality manager in this case, just checks them all the time. Make sure, okay, were there improvements? What has changed? So that's something that you should always pay attention to, because you don't even know if something is good if you don't compare it. So that's something I can advise to you. Then inside the scripts, you should steadily increase the pricing. Start with something between 15, 20, and end with 180 or 20, like 200. If your creator cannot do 200 yet, you can mix in like a tip function there, where someone, okay, tip me $100 or $95, and I will record your last video or something like that, and then you send it out again for also like 90 or something. That's one way. Might create objections. Usually the function becomes like possible to use, a little bit depending, but usually after 6 months of the account existing. So that's something is like quite important to know in order to increase the pricing, because the higher the pricing of that single PPV, the more likely you're gonna increase the average earnings per script start. That's something like a very important metric inside there. So make sure that you become aware of it and test different pricings and see what works the best, but use odd numbers. So 181 or 199, something like that. And please, while creating those captions, because this is where a lot of scripting comes into place, so the captions should be prepared by you. I will later put in like a screenshot of how something like that looks in our system. Don't overuse sex body emojis. Like, okay, it's important to make sure they understand in which direction it's going, but don't spam this devil emoji or this hot emoji or whatever it's called. Please, it's very important. It just seems like a sex bot, and they see it on those dating apps where they chat with like bots, like en masse. So they all use this, and very important. And don't spam PPVs. So make sure there's at least some messages in between every PPV, so it seems like more like a smooth transition all the time. That's something what I can tell you about scripts. This is how it looks. For example, it's like an old script we don't use anymore. Please do not copy it directly now. I mean, you might do anyway, but this is how it could look, for example. So as you can see, so it's like the #1 welcome script. We always have one specific script we send out first. That's also very important when it comes to the tracking. So all the chatters will use exactly this script. And this is how new subscribers get converted. And we do upsells from script to script also, not only from video to video, upsells from script to script. So in the first script, it's like he maximum sees, for example, the first time the model naked with her playing a little bit with herself, and then in the next video you can do upsells like dildos or something else, whatever your model is willing to do, or whatever the creator in general is willing to do. If you're a creator watching this, very important that you also take this into account. Upsells, very important from script to script as well. Then free teaser, always start with something free. We don't want to charge for it, so we want to hook his attention again here, and include his name sometimes, because everyone likes to hear his name. So I'm not going to go through every message now, but you see how it goes. So free teaser, first message, then if there's a second message down below, we double text, so we don't wait for his message. Then once it says wait for response, this is where we wait for the fan's response, obviously, and then we have it scripted again, and we wait again. I really feel comfortable with you. I think there's something I can show you what is really exciting. Can I surprise you? So want to make sure that he agrees to it, and yeah, he says yes, I want to see it. Okay, great, hold on. We then wait 2 minutes, because like you cannot send out the video. Some people do, some people like the strategy, but sending out a 2 minutes video after 1 minute makes no sense. We notice it creates a lot of objections, so make sure your chatters, in my opinion, take care of the length of the video that they're sending out in order to be authentic, which is something that really makes a difference in today's competitive market. If you seem authentic, because this is where like fans notice, okay, something is weird. Then first video, so it's also something teasing, but he actually gets value for it. So we like to include multiple medias. There's not just one video we send out, it's always multiple medias. So it seems more like more perceived value. So he gets more for his money, even though it's just one video and some pictures that show the same body parts as they are shown inside the video. But yeah, it seems like more because he can actually see before unlocking how many medias are included into this, which makes it more likely for him to buy. Feel free to read through. You can kind of see that we don't use too many emojis. We like to keep it a little bit more like in a shy vibe, and because it's like the first time that the fan is chatting with the model since the welcome script. And in later scripts we then get a little bit more pervert, or the later it gets into the script. Video 3 can move on a bit. You see, okay, in video 4 we for the first time use like a bit more hornier emojis. So we want to like make sure that the mood gets spicier, like the longer the fan sticks with us, and he knows, okay, now in the next one she's gonna show me what I want to see. It's enough for him not to be upset, but he still wants to see more. This is like kind of the mix, the small path that you're walking with scripts and when creating them. So give your creator, or make sure that you have always very detailed instructions when it comes to, okay, how am I gonna do this script now? Have a plan before. Don't record it too spontaneous. Okay, I'm just gonna do whatever comes to my mind. No, make sure that the creator knows exactly what needs to be shown in first video, second video, third video, and so on, because it will get along with the pricing increasing. It the mood needs to change a little bit. So content wise, very important that it's also on point, because that's already like half the game. If the content is top and the way you're selling it is 10 out of 10, you're gonna see a big increase inside your chatting. But something that should be already normal nowadays. Then I mentioned earlier, as I said, script everything. So now I'm gonna show you, or tell you a bit more about the welcome sequence, how it should be scripted. So the way you actually lead to those scripts that you just saw, because you don't just start with, okay, here's me naked, right? You don't just start with a teaser. You want to make sure that it's clean and smooth transition into one of those scripts. So that's why you should systemize all of this and give your chatters also messages for exactly this welcome sequence. First step should always be, you want to know his name. If you don't know his name, what do you know even, right? You cannot address the fan, and it will seem a little bit not personal. So step 2, then you want to identify the type of fan. So what kind of fan am I dealing with? In my opinion, there's pretty much 2 types. So the first type is he engages directly with show me your boobs, show me XYZ. He's obviously very horny, so we don't want to bore him with small talk, get straight to the point, so you can skip to step 4. Or it's the type 2, the kind of person that, he knows the normal rules of conversations. He wants to do some small talk and give us information that we can later use inside our selling. This is where the chatter needs to put all the information that he gets into the notes, because notes, then the next chatter knows also what's happening, because notes are very important. So the next chatter knows, okay, what happened inside the chat, what information has the fan given us already without the chatter needing to back read all of the conversation, which takes a lot of time. So you don't have this time inside chatting. So put everything in the notes. Then once the small talk is done and the information collecting part is done, so we know now, I don't know, where he lives, what country he's from, his job, etc. Like all the small talk things that you can talk about. But your chatters, you can give them also questions to ask, but they should also be able to do it by themselves. But when it comes to high traffic accounts, I definitely recommend to have every single information question also scripted, so they can just stick to it and get all the information with simple clicking like 1 or 2 buttons, which fastens up the process a lot. Step 4, dirty talk. So dirty talk, I just don't say something too obvious or too sexpot. I like to teach my chatters to do like really smooth transitions. For example, the fan told you inside the information gathering like sequence, he told you that he's a construction worker. And then, for example, in step 4, you can say, oh, I love hardworking men that really know what to do with their hands, he. Or thinking of that, what are you doing right now with them? So, just something that came to my mind, but it kind of fits to the situation or what the information he told you before. And so it will seem customized. And you can give also those kind of transitions to your chatters. I even give my chatters joke lists. If the fan says he's from New York, I don't know, make sure you make a joke about New York. Ask ChatGPT, you can make smooth transitions there, something that's a little bit pervert, and make jokes about it, because everyone likes humor. I talked about it in my previous videos. Humor is very important to make someone fall in love with a girl, and it differs you from the other creators inside his DMs. So mix it a little bit and make sure you have a smooth transition where you understand, okay, does he have time now? Is he in the mood? So those questions should be, or this information you should have before starting the script. Then in step 5, it comes to starting the script, and where you check again, okay, does he really want this? Is he in the mood? And then you start it. So then you start what I showed you before, the welcome script, engage with the picture. Okay, give me a second, I'm gonna show you what I look like right now. Boom, free teaser, and you're inside the script with a smooth transition, which seems authentic as it could actually be in this moment. I'm gonna show you a quick example here, so it's not too theoretical. And so here is the welcome message that was sent out automatically by our CRM. Sorry for the excitement, I have so much energy today, I need to relieve some and let you decide how I meant that, what's the name? And then he says, hi Jesse, I'm Marcel, nice to meet you, cool name, okay, you can say whatever here, it doesn't really matter. And then we implemented some kind of like testing question. If he's in the mood, this is the step what I meant, okay, you want to figure out if he's a horny guy or if he's one of those that just want to do small talk. So we move on. Yes, you can whatever you want. I bet you like it when the girl does all the work in bed and writes you, am I right? Yes, who doesn't like it? He didn't seem that excited, but here's still again the little test if he's into dirty talk. So again, that means if I take the lead, I can turn you on. Exactly. So he doesn't write with too many emojis, which is something that might give you a hint that he's not that much in the mood. But if he agrees to it, it's never bad. So you can test and see, keep on testing. Okay, is he really in the mood now? Does he have time? And does he want to start such a sexting set? I have an idea right now, but before I tell you, I just want to be sure that you're not one of those weirdos who think everything is for free. Like especially when I show you kinda everything of me. Maybe I can tell you what turned me on most. It's a skirt or dresses, and my biggest weakness are stockings. So here we see, okay, he really seems to be a little bit in the mood, and he used an emoji for the first time, and he even told us like what he's into. And this question that this assumption that we made before with I want to make sure that you're not one of those weirdos. We kind of qualify him before even sending a script, that he knows, okay, like what am I gonna get into? Okay, I need to pay now for the content, but we never mentioned that he needs to pay. So that's something very important. You can try out, don't copy this exact message, please, but yeah, you can write something like that and rephrase it for you. So he kind of dodged the question. He didn't say, no, I'm not one of those guys. And that's why we said, interesting. So you're not that kind of guy. Maybe halfway. So then he finally answered the question. Like, okay, he's maybe one of those, but I'm sure if the value is correct for him, then he might still buy. What do you mean by that? Sometimes I like that women take a lead, and sometimes I like when I'm in charge and I'm not that kind of weirdo who expect everything for free. Easy. Now we got our answer, and yeah, we can move on. Qualifying. If he is able to start a script now, perfect. Then are you at work right now? No, I'm at home and try to relax. Great. The ball is in front. We just have to kick it in now, easy peasy. This is the way, and yeah, this is how we perfectly start the script. Super smooth, qualified him before. Now this guy will 100% not leave us hanging. And yeah, this is how you make sure that this is the case. So, and then lastly, we ask him the most important question. How about we have fun instead? I can help you relax. And he said, he agrees. Sure, that sounds awesome. Okay. Perfect. So now we can start with the script, initiate it, and this is where you want to get. This guy knows he needs to buy. This guy has time to buy. This guy is in the mood. And yeah, we just need to finish it. So, and then, as I showed you before, you have the script in place, PPV after PPV, message after message. Chatters know exactly what to do. And yeah, then once he bought everything, aftercare, as I mentioned before, feel free to watch my video about aftercare. I will link it. And here you have everything in place. If you follow exactly this system, you have everything scripted. Your chatters know exactly what to do. You have a structure, you have an overview structure, your company structure is set. It's really hard not to double your revenue. So depending on from what point you're starting, but I think this guide should be clear that everyone can benefit from having such a structure that I showed. Feel free to ask me whatever you want. If you have any questions towards regarding the systems I mentioned before, feel free to hit me up on Telegram. Join my free Telegram group. It's linked down below, and there's much more of those value parts. And you can also talk to me. I'm gonna host weekly Zoom calls where you can discuss topics with me, ask questions that are directly related to your current situation, and I will answer everything. I don't have any secrets. Everything for free. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.